都好多人啊！
Let's go. Come on up. Let's get close, so we don't talk. Okay, let me introduce myself first. I'm Bruce Bannon. I was born in Rockland, New Jersey. I grew up in Hibernia. My father worked in the zinc mines here when he was young. He was Irish. My Slovak family, my grandfather, all my uncles worked in the iron mines. There were 400 iron mines in New Jersey. In the 1800s and the 17th century, the primary source in the United States of iron, New Jersey. During the Revolutionary War, yeah, they didn't want, the British were going to go up the Hudson River and cut the colonies apart. You'd have the north, then you have the rest in the south, right up the river. Well, they put a massive chain across it. All the iron was from New Jersey. You take it from the bottom of the mine with the rock in it, you take it all the way to the top up there. It go into crushers till it's made about as big as your end of your finger. That would go across a conveyor belt right there. It would dump one of those 4 cylinders, and there were 2 train tracks. Trains came at least once a week. We'd take it to Palmerton, Pennsylvania. Why? In order to purify zinc, you need 5 tons of coal. So instead of shipping the coal here, we ship it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, or there. Okay, I'm going to open this up. Last one in, if it was a man, just give this a little kick to close the door, okay, this rock. With a guy standing out of the dirt, it looks like the rock. I'm going to talk about that person in a little while. Let's just move down a little bit. I'm going to go through with that. If you can pick that a little bit more, and if you can just kind of crowd together a little bit, so everybody can hear things. So, the ore body for zinc was relatively small compared to the rock it was in. This is actually a marble. It's several hundred square miles through a valley in New Jersey going up to New York. And so you had to drill, first of all, through the marble to get to the ore. So where we're going to be going the first half hour will be really going in different shafts and getting to the ore, which you will definitely see. And there. A big pile of ore. This actually comes in and shovels it up into the red carts just upstairs outside. The red carts takes it where it can be crushed and transported. And then that is deposited on the wall. So that's called flow rock. Very pretty. But it has nothing to do with mining, once again. So let's continue.
Yeah, nice and cool down here.
You can bounce that whole layer of color. It's been raining a lot around here, but in this limestone there are little fissures, little breaks, little holes, and the water comes down all through the rock. It may take them a few days or a few rocks, but this is water that you see from the rain that we've had so much of. If it was really dry out, there'd be little rain up here, maybe a little bit. Limestone. It's able to dissolve some of the limestone, some of the calcite, some of the marble, whatever it is. And there would be fissures between the surface and down the mine. So the water would come down, the longer it went, the more it would get of the limestone. And then when it came to an opening, it would drop little batteries during the day. Up here, there are actually conduits for compressed air and compressed water. Compressed air and compressed water were used for the drills. So the things that were the most moving, critical, moving equipment around, electricity, drilling into the hole, and we'll talk about that a lot, that was from compressed air and compressed water. No hydrocarbons. You don't want to have those fumes in an enclosed place anyway. So what we did was really a safe way to do, and with coal, that was always a big problem. Big museum, which is really fascinating. That's the end of our tour, so make sure you stay for that. And that was our locker room. So you come to work in your regular clothes, and then you had hangers that you put that were from the top of the ceiling of the locker, probably around 25 feet up, and you put your work clothes on. The work clothes were primarily canvas, so if something hit you or something, or you wouldn't be hurt back. You would not be hurt with it. Also, you have rubber boots with steel toes and stuff for your protection, and you have your helmet, and you wore your helmet everywhere during the day, and you'd have a light here. And it's just a regular light, maybe a little bit more powerful, and that would be driven by a battery. Or if you don't want sunburn, you put zinc oxide on. You also use it as a bath, as a vitamin. I take one every day. What else? Your tires of your car. All of them have a significant amount of zinc oxide in it. It increases the lifespan of your tire about 20, allows you to drive faster. It makes it much tough, 20% tougher. So that's there too. Anything else you can think of? There's a picture of it right there. And in the control room, there are 4 drums, just like one there. You see it right there, except that drum is about twice as big as that one. So there's 4 drums for each shaft. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the drums have steel ropes, and that's what pulls all this light. That in case you did get a cut or a bruise or whatever, or even you got something a little serious, in order to do something quickly to help out, you would have medicine and wraps and stuff like that for it. Something like that, he's the one who really controlled the whole process. And here's how communications were made. You didn't use a phone, you didn't have a computer, you used bells. So, on each level, first of all, the guy at the top had a bell just like this. On every level, 25, you had a bell exactly like this. Everybody used the same thing. In addition, when the bell was used, and say you're communicating with the guy on top and you want to go somewhere, on every level, the communications was the same. So everybody knew what was going on, and you could do something about it. But here's the process we went through. Just to give you an example. We're at the 8. Its code for bells is 1-1. So I want to let the guy up on top know which level I'm on. So 1-1 is a signal. I would go 1. Okay. So I told him, I'm at the 8. I need to go somewhere. But first of all, he had to come back to me and do the same code. So we all knew that he knew where I was. So he would do the same thing. 1. So he knew where I was, and I knew that he was listening to me. Okay, I want to go to level 9. Pardon? I'll move that right now. You're going to have me here. Give me a few seconds. knows what I said to him. So I would hear him, and he would do the same code. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so that's how you communicated. And the thing was, you want to let the other guys know different levels. So, say for instance, I was going from 800 down to 900. If there was a guy at 500 who wanted to go to 900, we'd pick him up along the way. So there was a way to explain the whole process. But that's how we communicated in the mine. Any questions about that? Hundreds of pounds. If we were going to move to a new stope, I would help them to disassemble it. Then we had a special device where you could actually, a tripod, you could lift it up and put it in a cart in different parts. You transferred not and hold, you broke it down. Wow. This is how, everybody comes. Okay, we just come over here. This is how they mined it 125 years ago. There's the ore body, right there. There's a shaft that goes to the surface. In fact, if you go out by the buses, you can see the little shaft there. What they would do is they would actually have a ladder and come down into the ore body. Because what they didn't have shafts like us. They didn't have stopes. Well, they had stopes, but they weren't nice and straight. You actually followed the ore body. Back there, even when I was working here 50 years ago, right through there, there's another nice body that's right near the surface. Right here, there's another ore body. So, in the old days, especially in the beginning, they went after the ore, and you just followed the ore the whole way around. The most important thing about this is 6 years ago, we contacted the Museum of Natural History. They wanted slabs of ultraviolet minerals. And we made 6 slabs. We actually have an open pit mine that's not shafts, and that's where we got this from. They're approximately 8 feet. They're supposed to be 8 feet by 12 feet. They're beautiful ultraviolet minerals. You'll see them soon. Interesting, the way they're about 8 inches thick. Interesting, the way they cut it was especially accompanied. They also gave gravestones and put the ultraviolet lights on. Does anybody have any questions about ultraviolet lights?
The right over here, you
What
walk
they
it
do,
up.
what they are? Okay, better just look at them.
Yes.
Just give me a minute. Should be able to see the room. What in there?
Wow. Look at that rock. Wow, how beautiful it is.
These aren't, no, they've been cut and polished.
Oh.
And they're not bowling balls. They would break, they wouldn't be able to be a bowling ball.
Look at this.
Wooden ladders, and we had iron. Two of those, we actually, you know,
Yeah, but that's not gold. That's fake. Oh, that's copper. They have water teeth? They have water teeth. Oh!
我哋呢度想去啦。
No, no，我哋繼續啦。
哦，繼續啊！哦，佢仲未完啊！
咁樣先好嘅，咁樣先值錢嘅，抵嘅。因為睇1個鐘睇完呢個就唔抵啦。
唔係佢解釋㗎，一個鐘講起一張飛幾錢啊？
一張飛幾錢？